Hi everybody, today I wanted to show you an old Beaver brand woodworking lathe. So this is one of the tools that was in my grandfather's workshop. So far, from what we've been able to fathom, this lathe dates from sometime in the pre-war period, 1920s or the 1930s. So my grandfather was a carpenter. He was born in 1903, but we don't know when he acquired this lathe. It's probably unlikely that he purchased it new. So it was made in Guelph, Ontario. So this is the shaft or spindle for the lathe. The headstock has bushings in it instead of bearings like in modern woodworking lathes. You were expected to keep it lubricated, I suppose, with oil, and there's some rag in here. Maybe originally there was a bit of string. I don't exactly know how it was set up. These bushings have completely worn out, so that's why we've basically decided to discard this lathe. It had a very small thread pitch. I think it's ½ inch by inch. What is it? ½ inch? It's ½ inch by 20, and you can't find any accessories for lathes that small anymore. Everything is one size up, which I think is 3/4 or 5/8, not sure. So I ended up actually making a faceplate, which I actually finished by turning on the lathe itself. Came out much better than I expected. These little tool rests, this is the original tool rest. Yeah, so the tool holder and the tool rest uses a 7/16 shaft, again, which is something that you can't find anywhere now. Modern lathes all start at ½ inch and up. So it's very lightly built by modern standards. It's 6 inches wide, and the shaft is only 7/16 in diameter, which is, again, a hair smaller than what's available in terms of accessories for modern lathes. Everything starts at ½ inch and up. So I actually went through the trouble of making a longer tool rest out of drill rod, which worked pretty good aside from the very poor quality welding that I did. It was a big step up from the very small original tool rest. The tailstock has seen quite a bit of wear and tear. I doubt this is the original bolt here. There's a nut on here that's been pounded into place. It's basically impossible to move it. So after 70 years or so, it's in rough shape. So the lathe is 32 inches in length overall. The two rails that were used for the lathe bed are quite thin. They're just 1¼ inch by ½ inch, which is not really beefy enough for any kind of heavy wood turning. So if anyone has any information about these old Beaver tools, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Right now we're not sure where this lathe will end up. It's worn out and too small to be compatible with modern lathe accessories. So will it end up in the scrap heap? Will I be able to find somebody who wants to keep it as an antique? I'm not sure where it's going to go next. Thanks for watching, and I'm hoping to hear from you in the comments.